Welcome back, everybody, to For the Love of the Craft, where we talk about tools of the trade, tools of the electrical trade, that is, and maybe some other tools. Um, Today, we're going to talk about the Klein 8-inch Hybrid Pliers with the Crimper here. Now, I did not purchase these. I actually won these for Employee of the Month. Before I get into my review of these, I want to tell you just a little bit about them. Now, they're a multi-purpose tool. They will replace your lineman's and a certain type of wire stripper. Now, they strip down to from 10 to 12 American wire gauge, solid, and they strip down 12 to 16 stranded wire. They have a high level, not high level, sorry about that, high leverage design for 34% more cutting power. They're made in the USA, and they could cut down screws from 632s to 832s. And it crimps non-insulated connectors, lugs, and terminals. And it's supposed to have a comfort grip here. So now let's get down to how they do in the actual field. First, this head here is smaller than your regular lineman's, but it's not really that great at twisting wires or grabbing and pulling wires, as they say. It does cut great. It's not good. It has this little part here for grabbing and pulling a fish steel, but it doesn't really work because they're hybrid pliers. You can't really get very much leverage on them. So if you plan on pulling a fish steel with these, it's not really that great. Crimping, really can't attest to that. I think I crimped something one time with those, and it did pretty good. So I have no complaints about the crimping. And I did cut some 832s and 632s, and it did very well with that. I have cut multiple strands of wire with these. It did pretty good with that. The negatives on these, like I said before, doesn't pull wire or pull too much of anything with these heads. This grip really isn't sufficient enough to pull things as you would like. And its comfort grip is comfortable. However, it's a little slick if your hands get sweaty, because a lot of guys don't like to work with gloves. I personally work with gloves, safety first, but a lot of guys don't work with gloves. And they say skin is free and gloves are not. I don't go by that rule. Like I said before, the handles are comfortable, but they can get slippery if you're not working with gloves. Now, stripping wire. These will strip stranded wire pretty good that I found. Solid wire, I feel like you have to crimp down and you give it a little twist and pull, or a rotation movement and pull. You can't crimp down wire and pull straight off. And it's pretty close to the same thing with stranded wire, but I feel like these strip stranded wire a little bit better than they strip solid wire. And they don't strip small enough. So, with that being said, these are not a sufficient tool. It's not an effective tool to have in your tool bag that's going to replace your wire strippers. They might replace your linemen's for a little bit if you want to go light and not so heavy, but they won't replace your wire strippers 100% like that. So these retail about $40. And would I recommend them for you if if you're in the trade, my opinion would be no, based off the fact that most of the time you're going to need to strip smaller than what these will allow. So that is my number one gripe with these. And the head is not great for making up boxes when you have to twist the conductors together. So with that being said, I think there's better wire strippers out there, better hybrid pliers out there, and I think that you guys should shop around and see what you can find. I wouldn't waste your money on these. You'd end up giving them away, or these will be your spare hybrid pliers. So that's the rundown on that. So we got down to it, and there you go. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe and like.